Hey, welcome back, farmers. This is going to be an exciting day. We got so much planned, things I didn't even think we were going to have planned. But we got the farm on level keel. We're balanced. I'm going to show you guys all that. I'm going to take you around and show you the Frankenstein that is this town. There's been a couple new additions, a couple of subtractions, but for the most part, it's just a town that's growing. If you look behind me in that field, you'll see there's some hullabaloo going on. See that big John Deere sign? We'll find out about that later, but I can tell you now, we're having a harvest festival. We're celebrating as a community because we were able to achieve our goals. We did become self-sufficient on our own productions, and we couldn't be more proud of us. Now, I want you to meet some of these people that made it happen so you can know what actually makes this town click. I mean, if you're going to live in a community, you should know the members of the community, right? And I really hope you enjoy this episode. I had a blast making it and basking in the nostalgia of my life growing up in a small rural Michigan town. All the chores are done, so we don't have to worry about that. And let's just get going. And you know what? Here's a map. I'm going to put this up here now so you can kind of get acquainted with the area on a macro scale. And we're going to get going and meet some of the townspeople right now. I'll be putting this map up here and there as we get going, just so for your reference. I mean, because it's confusing, and I'm the guy who built it, and I'm still confused by it. So the deer crossing sign there, and yeah. Well, the county does come out here to put signs in, not to plow the roads, but oh, no trucks. I'm going to chance it. All right, this is our first stop. We're going to stop here. This is where Olga lives. Olga comes from Estonia. I don't know when she got here or why she came to this spot, but she's one of the community. She's a bit eccentric. She lives up in that tree house. When I first met her, she said she'd rather live among the birds than among people. And I think the UP is probably a pretty good place to do that in. So you see the driveway's small. She's never owned a car. She always travels by bike. She is an artist, and this is her workshop. She sculpts out of concrete. And oh, the one she's working on right now isn't so bad. It's an eagle. But let me show you what she has out by the road, because these are terrifying. These are garish, shock. What is that even? But it's got 4 canine teeth. And this thing looks like a predator, if you ask me. But hey, I just tell her they're lovely, going about my way. She's a little bit paranoid, as you can tell by this private property sign in Estonian, because we all read Estonian in the UP. She looks pretty rustic. You can see there's a well. She's got her firewood. That's the wood she gets from Jesus up in town. She slaughters her own chickens, but you saw that place was empty. And, ooh, you could close the door. At least the grass grows green around here, right? So, there's a rumor, and I'll tell you this, but keep it to yourself, that Olga and Carl... Geez, Olga, what did you do? We got to get that out of there. Anyways, Olga and Carl were reported to have had an affair years ago, which I find a little bit hard to believe, because every time I see them now, they're yelling at each other and calling each other names. Carl's even picked up a few Estonian curse words to call her. But she's eccentric, as you can tell by the 2 large bales of straw up top. There's her wood stove. Notice there's no pans, so I think she just we have an emergency. Okay, well, we'll let that go. I think she just throws the chicken boobies right on top of that wood stove and takes it from there. But, you know, you're in the UP, you get to do what you want. Oh, and she's high. Always. If you're asking yourself, is Olga high? The answer is always yes. I mean, I can smell that stuff to my house. She's always high. And some people have been seen up here. I'm not saying anything, and I'm not trying to be the town gossip. But you don't have to be in a small town. Okay, this up here is where Carl and Brenda live. Carl's a retired chef. Brenda's a retired nurse. They kind of stick to themselves. They're the only people that I know of don't have something to do at like a production in town. Oh, Brenda must be gone. That was Carl's truck. Anyway, down here, this is where Carl makes cheese. He's a cheese entrepreneur, if you want to believe that. So that's his supply right now. He brings that up to the farmer's market. I even buy some from him. I'll tell you what, I might make the milk, but I'm not afraid to say that that's the best cheese I've ever had. Whatever Carl makes, man, it's just great. So this, oh, see that over there on the other shore? That's Avocado. That's their dog. We'll give him belly rubs in a second. Carl prefers to eat food that is either grown or caught, so you'll see him in this fishing boat often. But one thing you will see every night is you will see Carl and Brenda sitting in that swing watching the sunset. So that's cute. I like that. So Avocado. Now let's give him some food. Avocado showed up on my farm about 3 years ago. Someone dropped him off because that's what you do on farms. And Brenda happened to be there asking about manure for this greenhouse, for Carl's herbs and stuff, as well as for her garden. Come on, Avocado. And someone dropped a dog off. She fell in love with him right away. I said, take him. I don't need any more animals. Oh, belly rubs. And so she did. Ironically, though, it was Carl that named him Avocado. And I thought that was strange. So I asked him, and I'm going to quote him now, what he said, because it sounds like something you might like, but once you try it, you realize why you never got one yourself. So I guess vastly differing views on Avocado. I think he's amazing. This is where they live. A few weeks ago, so Brenda, she just hangs around and reads most of the time, and eats Carl's cheeses apparently. But a few weeks ago, I guess Brenda got it in her head she was going to be a violinist. So she got a violin from somewhere, I don't know. I wish she would have left it there. And she started playing, and it's awful. I mean, it's terrible. It sounds like, like if you would tie like 3 foxes together and they'd all start shrieking, that's what it sounds like. Oh, but old Carl, he just sits there, smiles, listens to her, just like Itzhak Perlman himself is playing for him. So, I mean, I hope it gets better. Everything gets better with practice, right? But right now, it's not so much better. Oh, shoot. I got to replace them shrubs now. Okay, well, if I ran those over, I might as well run some more over and try and get on a driveway. They wouldn't make their driveway so ding-dong small. We got to address that, too. This is Han and Sue's place. Han and Sue just moved in, and I'll show you their business down there. It's the Sunflower Boutique. They come from downstate. Actually, Han used to work in Detroit at the Renaissance place for GM. He was on their tax and compliance team. And Sue, she comes from the sunflower farm in Centerville. I guess they met at MSU. For some reason, they just decided to pop up to the UP and start living life here. But take a look. That little tuk-tuk thing, that was a vehicle they brought with. I guess they've never seen snow. And here's their big 4-wheel drive. Yeah. Wait till you see what she drove down to the sunflower shop. But anyways, this is where we make the stuff that's worth $250,000. I know it looks like a weed grow place, but it's, well, I guess it could be. But this is better than weed, I think, as far as profits go. So this is the horticultural greenhouse. This is where we grow flowers. And we're just getting started now. Like I said, they just got up here. But we're going to be growing things like cornflower and bergamot and geranium. And I can't believe I remembered those 3 names. But I guess what Han is good at is distilling them down into infusions or teas and into oils or, essential oils. And let me just show you what those sell for. Let's go to bergamot oil. Bergamot essential oil. Oh, seems to be the high month. I'd hate to sell it for 270,000. Yeah, 273,000 per 1,000 liter. So we've got a lot of high hopes for our economy. And I guess they're planning on expanding too. They're just trying to get their feet wet right now. Oh, they'll get their feet wet, that's for sure. This is where they actually process them. That house is where they grow them. So back here is, I think this is, yes, this is where he distills them out, makes the infusions. And then there's a little retail center here. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but it's probably not. Oh, they play Farm Simulator. Look at that. Oh, 22 poverties. I guess this is where we start them out. Pretty interesting operation. Never seen a like flowers put into a farming operation. Well, I guess I can't say never because here it is. So they use a lot of manure, they use a lot of seeds, and if you saw the signs on the way in, there's no trucks allowed in that road. And so I gave them an easement right here onto my property, because that outer road on my property is not really mine anyways. It's the county's, it's the road. So they can just drive like this to get around, to get places. But we shouldn't have left. We got more things to, we don't have an emergency. So I put one of those emergency vehicles on my map if you hadn't picked that up yet. We need to have a fire vehicle, right? And I guess it triggers some hair-raising emergency every 3 minutes. Dumpster fires and car accidents. But I've been busy building the town. I haven't been able to fight fires. Okay, so right here, this is the park. If you remember, I turned the island into a park. I literally am the world's worst driver. And this is it. Now, this is a pedestrians only, so in homage to Mackinac, there's no vehicles on the island. However, this will serve as a shuttle if you need it to. We don't need it to. We're strong, healthy, we're strapping. I can't believe nobody's here fishing right now. Well, I know why, yeah. That harvest festival, we're starting it early because how everything came together. And we're going to go over those numbers later on too. But literally, everything we're making, we're using, and we're selling end product left over right. I think the farm valuation right now is about $10 million. It's just fabulous. So here's the park we're going to walk through. That was a place to drop your bikes off. This is the main section of the park, the family section, where you bring the kids to play. We got all these all this playground equipment. Over here we have a small pavilion. If 3 people wanted to get together and celebrate a birthday, it's not big, but it is. Got some snacks, got all these park grills in here, so if you wanted to cook out. And then just recently we added these things, these animals. Hear that? They're supposed to be educational. The kids like climbing on them. I don't care. They're fun, right? Except this guy, he's cranky usually. Right. Yeah, he's just snorting. So we'll just continue on through the park. Here we have our fields of, fields of lavender. Just a peaceful area of the park where you can just sit, watch a fountain, throw some coins in it if you want, I guess, and look at high art. Yes, that's what it is. That's what I thought it was too. Yep. Moving right along. Yeah, there's trash cans, so I don't want to see any trash laying around, okay? If you remember, we took all the trees out of here and just planted grass. Now we have another little peaceful section here, more of a religious tone, a little place to gather if you'd like. And then this is where Reverend Abba wanted to put a chapel for anybody's religion, non-denominational. If you just want to worship, that's up to you. And now we're going out the back door of the park. It leads us up to the, I don't know what cardinal direction. I'll just say west because it's the first one I thought of. Side of the farm. This is where the beef farm is. That's the farm up there. And I got to get back to my truck. I'll meet you there. All right. Let's finish off the little tour. I put that map back up so you can kind of catch up to where we've been. We're at that residential area. Now we just went through the park. Now we're coming out by the farm again. This is another road we made through the woods. More of a scenic route than anything. It is zoned residential, so if you want to move in, get you a good deal on some out parcel from there. But let's just carry on this way for now. Up here, even though you can't get to it until you go all the way around the bay. Yeah, we got a bay in Michigan, huh? I guess Saginaw counted as one before this, but this is my place. The only thing that's different from the last time I showed it to you guys is we have a jet ski now, and that's a lot of fun. And oh, I did take a tree out because I want to increase the view from my balcony. That was the first house we put up. And now we're going to go to, well, I said it was my foreman's house, but I don't have a foreman. So I guess it's my Airbnb house. But don't worry, there's a rhyme to my reason. I own the land, I can drive through it. Relax now. Okay, so the other house is right up here on the other side of the river. Do we dare? Let's see if it's too deep. I hope it's not. Whew, good, it wasn't. Okay, so this is the foreman's house. It's that nice A-frame with a little barn here. And we got, oh, hello there. Who are you? Who are you? Give me a second. Okay, well, that's awkward. He said my wife told him to move on in. I guess that's my new foreman. Okay, he drives an ugly truck, but at least it's a truck. It is the UP, right? Okay, and he's rigged the doors so they don't close. Fine, he can have open doors then, I don't care. But I do care. I'm gonna walk away though. Nothing much to see here. Beautiful backyard. When I was doing it, when I was clearing this place out, it was just an enormous amount of work. I don't know if I had $1 for every yawn. Well, I'd have a pretty fat stack of dollars, I think. But now it's all worth it. It's lovely. I just love everywhere I look. It's just stunning. And we're gonna take this bridge again. I should just put a bridge there. So up here is probably the most complex creation on the map, or it took the most time. This is our lumbering sector. And it's still not all smoothed out. So this is one sawmill that we carved out of the hill. It looks like it's a mountain, not a hill. And we make pallets, and wood chips is our biggest product from there. And of course we make wood from this little orange sawmill too. And then there's a pallet production down there that turns out we didn't really need, but it's there now, and it gets uglier when you take them out. This up here is the carpentry production. It's a $100,000 production, but it makes everything, and that's why we have it up here. If you look, we can make, see, we don't need a Cooper. We have the barrels, the bathtubs, and furniture, but then we also have things that aren't normally in the game. The wooden box for cheese, and the doghouse, which is in the game. It's in the time-saving logistics place too, so that one's being distributed, but we're selling these off because there's no place for them to go. So this place uses the wood chips to make things like the pallet and the furniture and all that stuff. And we were gonna go further into the mountain. See how my back wheel disappeared? It gets better than that. Look, the whole floor disappears. Of course, it's gonna make a liar out of me now. But it's not very inspiring when you're trying to work that land and it disappears and you can see the pits of hell below you. Yeah, see over there by the wood pile it was doing it? Anyways, we were gonna go further into the mountain and carve another place out to mine copper because it's the UP, right? But I guess that's only certain maps. So no copper for this UP. That's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like spaghetti without meatballs. So we're gonna go to the other side now. We're gonna go to town now, and I'll meet you there. All right, Porcupine Mountainville, here we come. So here's how we're using up all our product. On the left here, you see the creamery that I run through the farm. I'll send my people over here. And then up here on the left, this is an oil mill. That little business there, that's a sugar beet production or sugar production facility. This on the left, this is the oil mill. That's where Harold works. Harold and Maud, or they own it. Harold and Maud own these businesses here. They own the sugar press, the oil mill, and then the bakery, and in the back there's a windmill where they make their flour. But Harold, he's the oldest resident here. He actually used to farm the land that our farm is on, and he still lives in the old homestead with Maud. It's a single wide because nobody ever rebuilt ever since the fire took their house. They're pretty friendly, but they don't let anybody real close. Like Harold never lets anybody into the mill. And I'm pretty sure, and you didn't hear it from me, but I'm pretty sure he skims off the top of that grain and that sugar to make a little vodka here and there. Rose, she runs a grocery store. She never sees them in the grocery store. Are we gonna fall out? And this is where I think he spends a lot of his time, just drinking it in. And it is a nice sight up here. It is a nice view. But anyways, I myself have had to take a rain check on canola oil from the grocery store because they were all out of it. And that seems strange because that barn's supposed to be making canola oil. So I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah. But then Maud, she's a whole different cat. Like the no soup for you person, but she's like the no bread for you. Not really. She's a nice lady. I'm stuck up here. She runs a bakery. She wears a wig, even though everybody knows she wears a wig. And every time she takes off her damn hairnet, it falls off. And everybody just acts like they didn't see a wig fall off. But whatever. It is said, they want it to be said, that the smell of her bakery is the alarm clock of the morning. But personally, I believe this old loud piece is the alarm clock. Every morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, they come into town. I mean, probably the hardest working couple I've ever met. I'm not even going to try and go in there because Harold will just come out yelling at me. And oh, by the way, Rose told me that Maud, she hops across the road, gets a lot of oil from her too. So I guess Harold's oil business isn't making enough oil for anyone, but maybe enough vodka. I don't know. I shouldn't be saying that, should I? Okay, so this is Han and Sue's place right here, the Sunflower Boutique. And this is the car I was talking about. They brought up from the. This is an electric car. See the charger up there? I hope they get a real 4-wheel drive before the snow blows sideways. That thing's not going to run at all. So in here, they turn sunflower and sugar and all sorts of ingredients into these great items. Sunflower cereal, sunflower flour, sunflower oil, and they even have, if you look down there, they even have sunflower honey, which is really cool. I didn't know how successful it was going to be, but I'm rooting for them now. Although I don't know how well they're going to fit in this town of grizzled old fools. And here's a whole different story right here. Okay, if you look through the woods over there, you see that motorhome? Yeah, that's where Jesus comes from. This is Jesus's firewood stand. This is where Olga takes her bike to get firewood. But Jesus is part of a large clan, and we'll go see their place in a second. In Michigan, in the fall, during harvest, a lot of times there's families, just straight up families of migrants who come into town to try and make money off, like mainly fruit harvest and stuff like that. But then a lot of them, they don't leave, and they just set up shop. And that's what happened with this clan. There's got to be 30 of them there, if not 40. They fill in at some of the other places. There's a couple that work at the diner up here. But Jesus is one of them. I think he might even be like their leader. You know what? We forgot. No, yeah, I just crossed the road. Another emergency. Straw bales. Okay. Well, we're not actually playing right now yet, so we're going to let that go. I'm going to go back here because I missed it. This is the church, but this is also like part B of the city center. This is kind of where all the community events take place. The minister of that church is Reverend Abraham Vendekerk, which is interesting because the last name is the Dutch word from the church. And his name is Abraham. He told me his dad named him Abraham after the famous soccer player who played in his hometown, Heerenveen, but it went by the name of Abba Lenstra. So, yeah, see, even the pastor is ready for UP snow. But he also likes to tinker around with the old Pria, the old Italian motorcycles. So that's his little project bike. And the funny thing, he's got more flowers than Han and Sue. They go all the way around his house. And now he lives here with his wife, but his wife is sick, so you don't see her a lot. And his daughter, Lily, she lives here as well. She's in her 30s. She still lives at home. She runs the candy shop that we're going to see in a minute. She's an interesting character herself. But Abba's got a nice pad here. So they got a little place where they can hang out and as a family and buy the house and cook out. But then they also got this nice deck out here and this great little garden pond. Wonder if he's going to put koi in. I don't know where he buys his boats, but 1 star, would not recommend. So anyways, yeah, Lily, she manages the candy shop, and she has people that work for her too, but some of them are from that migrant family, but then the church also uses it as a place for people to land when they're having troubled times in their lives. Let me tell you something first. Abba smokes True Blues, and if you ever smoked a True Blue, you know they got unique filters. Well, he likes to think that nobody knows he smokes, but he dumps his ashtrays right out here at the open trash behind the church. So everybody knows, but nobody knows. And it's just your typical small town thing. But anyways, the church will set people up in the confectionery shop, the candy factory, to help them get back on their feet. And Lily runs it. And she's... Oh, see that hog there? Yeah, that's Leisha's. You'll hear about her in a second. This is... Whoa, he missed the grocery store. This is the grocery store. This is the place that Rose runs. And Rose is an interesting person. She's biggest town gossip. She's from Petoskey. And she met Clinton. He's over there in the municipal center. He's like the police chief, fire chief, mayor, everything. But she met him at the Ignis car show. She's very involved in the community, and has been seen, and again, her husband's the police, so but she has been seen up in the tree with Olga getting high. But to each their own, it's the UP, right? And she does drive tractor for me a little bit in the off season. Now, Clinton, that's her husband. We'll go take a look at that place. Their address is literally the municipal buildings there. That's where their mail comes. But you're not going to see it. It's also the city center, and they don't really spend a lot of time there. Now, need I remind you that Clinton is a huge John Deere fan. He's a gearhead just in general. This is the municipal center, and this is where he works as a police chief. These are all the emergency vehicles primed and ready to go. We don't have a doctor. We don't even have a vet in town. But if somebody's really hurt, we'll get them across the way. Not a problem. This is where Clinton spends most of his time, in his little man cave. Did I mention John Deere? But he also is the resident tinkerer and small engine repair. And he's also into racing. Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Their daughter, Leisha, that's another one of her hogs right there. Leisha's, well, I'm just going to say she's really tomboyish, but she's best friends with Lily too. So, I don't know Anyway, she's into the gearhead stuff. She loves welding. Leisha built this parade wagon for us. So whenever we have a parade, we use that wagon, and we have Leisha to thank for that. Now, remember her dad's a cop, right? A couple of years ago, it went through town that she got a DUI. She got caught by her dad. But the funny thing is, I never heard of a court date, and neither did anybody else. So, hey, whatever. I mean, you draw what you will from that. This is the barn that usually holds the tractor pull sled. But as you could see, we have that out. Clinton said he might bring the truck out there later too. And he's also, you know what? I'd never even showed you this, did I? Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I should. He calls it the toy box here. But because the UP gets so much snow, it's kind of important too. Whoa, what happened there? What's going on? Strawberries are burning. Okay. This is the only snowmobile I know of in town. And in the winter, there can be time, so that's the only thing that's going to get around. This is his drag car. I don't know what's going on here. Does he always park like this? Let's just close the doors before I get blamed for something. Okay, so that's everybody. And then the only thing else that we haven't gone over is I showed you some new businesses down there, but we also have two new businesses up here. We have the pickling plant and a dry goods plant and the green bites plant. And those are going to come into play right now. I know nobody likes to go into menus, but in order to show you how we are being solvent, I'm just going to quickly go through the list. These are all our productions, top to bottom. When it's yellow over here, that means they're active, but they're missing ingredients. So if you remember, when I bought my chickens and goats and cows, I bought pretty much the youngest versions. So we're not getting eggs yet, and we're not getting milk yet, but it will be. So that's why these are yellow, because they don't have the dairy ingredients. Everything else is being produced and distributed. So the noodle soup requires eggs. That's why that's not working. I'm not making the pea stew or the bean stew. Everything else is distributing. We are storing the empty pallets. That's inaccurate. It's actually set to selling. I showed you that already up there. So this doesn't really catch everything perfectly. The cement factory. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I moved all the stones to the time-saving logistics and got rid of that stone pit, the stone storage. So the time-saving logistics is actually sending all the stone where it needs to go. Okay, I don't think I need to tell you. We don't have honey for the candy. We don't have milk for the cheese yet, but everything's set up to go. That's a dairy. That's why those are all yellow. This is the flower place. We're not making the infusions. Everything else that's yellow, it's only a matter of time because we just started up. And I didn't fast forward any months. We're going to do that at the end of this to see if all our predictions are correct. This is the greenhouses. They're all distributing everything they make without exception. At the Green Bites, which I just showed you, we're only making a few items just to wrap up some loose ends of productions that aren't being used. And here's the greenhouse. It is growing all the flowers and distributing them. You can see they're all going to the flower workshop. I'm not doing anything with solid fertilizer just because I don't need extra hassle. I'm making enough flowers. Pickle production, another wrapping up the loose end or tying off the loose ends type of production. Sawmill, making, using everything and selling what we can't, move on down the road. Sunflower boutique, same thing. Everything is going just fine. I know I say the place is balanced. You can't really balance in this game because the cycles are already set and the amount made per cycle is already set. So you can only like balance your last production. So if in the end, anyways, this is how it is in my mind. If at the end of the day, my productions that are selling are not having to wait for anything, then I feel like I'm balanced. I got to have a big buffer like the time-saving logistics, but it still works. See, here's that doghouse. The time-saving logistics had room for it, so I had it distributed there. And then I'm selling it from there. And see the tomatoes, they're going to the pickle production. So it is very complex, and I don't know how we worked it out, honestly. It just makes no sense. But we did. And I think I'm going to expand beyond this as well, just because it's fun. But let's go check out this camp up here. And why don't they just build a house? Everybody in town would get together to help them. That bus is what they use to get around. But somebody's got a motorcycle too, I think. Well, I know they do. I've seen it driving around. I know it's not Leisha's. So, yeah. So there's a bike right there. So, 5 bullet holes in a camper door and clothes on the mirror? You can't be serious. Oh my goodness. I know where they got this motorhome. Pinkman. All right, let's close that before we start getting our fingerprints all over. So this is where they stay. And there's some other tents and stuff a little further in the woods. Nobody really cares. I mean, they're helping us get work done. They're helping us keep the town afloat. So I guess that's about all we have for now. Only thing I'm going to do now is fast forward the town. Oh no, I got to show you the hullabaloo. We're on the wrong side of the river again. But it's a hot day. I feel like swimming. Oh, there we are. Oh, and by the way, that story I told you about Brenda, the story I told you about Carl and Olga, the affair, don't ever bring that up to Brenda. She's a nice lady and all, but she has been known to throat punch people. So you're on your own now. Now, Clinton put this all together. I don't know where he keeps this doggone thing, this monstrosity, but whenever we have an event, he's got to put the big John Deere sign out. That's all he cares about. This is his pulling sled, you know, the one I showed you the empty barn for. And that's his pulling tractor, but he's got some work to do because it doesn't pull anything. We took all the weight out of this. It was empty, and it still wasn't pulling. And then McDiggle from town down the road, he brought his tractor over here, the Viper of the Fields, that thing pulls everything. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled Porcupine Mountainville a little closer to his town. And we're just celebrating. That's why everybody's out here. We got a little snack wagon out here. I think later on someone's going to bring a grill. And we're just going to hang out, have fun, do some tractor pulls, and spend the evening like everybody should, relaxing in the countryside, looking at wonderful, beautiful Michigan. So this is another new addition to the map. This is a truck I bought to bring a flatbed up the hill where the sawmills are. I needed something more powerful than that flatbed. This thing has dual front tires too. I think that's cool, but it is a brute. I wanted to see how much we could handle with it, so I'm gonna try and take it down the track. We've only got one weight in it. We're just calibrating right now, but I want to see if I can take this thing down the track. Hang on. Yeah, okay. We need more weight for sure. That was a bit easy. All right, well, I got my tools over there. I think I'm just going to disconnect, and I'll get my tools and I'll change out the weights. I'll see you guys when I get back here to the sled. All right, so these are the tools I brought with because you need to have a shop to change the weights. We're just gonna add some weights. We're not gonna fill it up because I want to try the John Deere out too. I know the Serpent of the Field's gonna pull everything, but whatever. It's a flex, right? Do your thing. So we'll start with this for now, and we'll see how that goes. We'll go ahead and put these away, and then I'm gonna hop up in that 8. And we'll see if we can pull that thing down the track. One thing to remember, if you're using that sled, when you back up, the last bit should be slow little bursts, because if that chain gets curled around under, it won't hook up. All right, here we go. One row of weights. Oh, I can feel it, that's for sure. Oh yeah. My goodness, this thing has power though. Wow. That's a full pull. We'll DC and yeah. I think we should put more weight in. We'll fill it right up. I don't want Jerry to think he can just walk away with everything. We're gonna tax that old Challenger. Yeah, that should be good. We have room for 3 more, but I don't think anybody can pull anything with those extra 3 weights in. If we have to, we'll go to that though. All right, I'm going to get out of the way and get us all set up. If you see Jerry, tell him he's up. You know what? Jerry hasn't shown up yet, so I'm just going to try my turn at the heavier weights with the 8. I don't know if it's gonna make it happen, but we'll give it a whirl. Come on, deers. Oh, holy cow. Yeah, we're not even really moving. All right, so Jerry did show up. And we got all those weights in there. Let's see if we can slow him down. My God, that thing sounds mean. Oh, we're making him work. Well, you got this, Jerry? Jerry don't care. Full pull. Congratulations, Jerry. That was awesome. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I had a blast making this. I hope you have fun or had fun watching it. And I'll catch you in the next series.